Everybody. I'm going to go over what our goals are for today's work, and then you're going to get straight to work. You're going to start organizing your essay, answering the question, how or why did the Mau Mau rebel? So here is a list of our goals for today. First, you're going to get feedback from the Gandhi DBQs. The Gandhi DBQ is formative, so it's actually half points in Infinite Campus. The Mau Mau essay is summative, so that's going to be full points, and that's basically your test. It's a summary of all of your work over the last 3 topics, and you're going to show that you have learned how to analyze documents so that you can use them to write a an essay answering the question, why did the Mau Mau rebel? So the first thing you're going to do is see, what do you need to grow in? What are some of the weaknesses of your writing from Gandhi so that you can show improvement to the Mau Mau. The way that you're going to find that is in the 9.3 Gandhi feedback in the Today section. So if you look at classwork, you go to the Today section, you click on the assignment, you're going to see this assignment that's posted, Gandhi DBQ examples. You're going to look for your feedback. Your feedback's going to look like this, where I post a comment with what you need to work on for the Mau Mau essay. So this student needs to work on their introduction and thesis. You can see it in bold, and then their document use. They scored a 2 out of 4. So what I would like to see for this student is them to move up in the rubric to a 3 or a 4 out of 4. The way that you can do this is by opening up the assignment that's attached, that's called Gandhi DBQ examples. You can see the rubric, and then you can see examples of writing that meet the rubric and why they met that rubric. And then we also see non-examples, so reasons why people did not score a 4 out of 4. And so if your writing looks like this, then you want to improve it to look like the green section so that you can show improvement in your writing. You have an example of an introduction. Here you have an example of how to use documents that flow. And then you also have an example of reasoning. Those are the 3 parts of the rubric that we're going to be grading you on. So first you're going to see, like, what do I need to improve on for my next essay? Then what you're going to do is write your introductory paragraphs. You already did that summary on Monday with me. You read the background essay, so you should have those captions. You should be able to write in 2 to 3 sentences what's going on. Then by the end of class today, you should be able to write your thesis statement. And the way that we're going to do that is creating buckets for our Mau Mau essay. And then we're going to create a thesis based off of those buckets. So once you're done looking at your Gandhi DBQ feedback, you've written your introductory paragraph, then we're going to brainstorm buckets. So the way that we're going to do this, you're going to go back to the DBQ online project. You should have answered these questions. So if you notice you can't answer the questions in the text box, you should have been answering the questions in the notes section. You're going to use this information to come up with an overall idea of, like, what reason does this document show? So if I look, here we have information about the physical map of Kenya. I see that Europeans are mostly in the most lush sections of Kenya. And here there's a note that says the Europeans or White Highlands are named so because the British moved so many native Kenyans off the land. So I might say a reason why Kenyans are mad or they rebel is because of loss of land for this document. I'm going to put that bucket there. Then I'm going to go to document 4. Remember, we skipped 3, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put a bucket, and I'm going to think about what's the overall reason, what's the big idea, why did the Mau Mau rebel in a word or a phrase, and I'm going to label it here. I might say again, loss of land, if it's an idea that repeats. So our buckets in these documents can have the same name or they can have a different name, but we're looking for reasons and we want to label those reasons. Now, what is the actual reason? We're going to do this because this will help when we start with the essay builder. Once you're done looking through the documents and creating your buckets, then you're going to go to the essay builder. You probably don't already have buckets there, so you might have to click on the add a bucket. But based off of the documents, you should be able to create these analytical categories or buckets. So one of mine might be loss of land. I'm going to sort document 2 into that. Oh, I gotta grab the blue box. Right, and so now I've got that. And if I have another document that shows that the Mau Mau rebelled because they lost their land, then I'm gonna grab that and drag it over too. But I want to create 2 to 3 buckets, and I want to be able to sort all of these documents into one or more of the buckets. Then you're going to create your chicken foot, your thesis. So after you create your buckets category name should already be like preloaded over here in the foot part of the chicken foot. And then in the leg, that's the answer to the question. So we might say something like the Mau rebelled because, right? And then you've got loss of land, whatever your buckets are. The next step is unpacking the documents. And so if I've got document 2 here, then this will help you with the essay, with the use of evidence. So everybody should be doing this time. You can open up document B2. You can look for details in your answers to the questions, and then you're just basically going to put your evidence here. This evidence will carry over to the next section. So you're going to unpack your documents. Then you're going to go to the essay outline to outline your essay. Come up with a grabber, your background. That's basically you're writing your introduction here. That will help you build a really nice paragraph. Then you're going to come up with your evidence. Ooh, look, it's already here. Your baby thesis or your claim, your reasoning, and then that will help you unpack, you build a paragraph so that you can use that in your final essay. So by the end of class today, you should be creating a bucket label for each one of these documents. Then looking for patterns. What are the buckets that you continue to, that you reuse or recycle for the different documents? That's going to be the name of your buckets later on. Then you're going to sort the documents into the buckets, create your thesis, and work on unpacking the documents or the buckets and really outlining your evidence so that you can answer that question, why did the Mau Mau rebel, in a really nice essay tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be back tomorrow. As always, I will try to be on GoGuardian so that I can answer any questions, but thank you for watching, and if you email me your favorite color, I will give you a prize when I get back. Be kind to yourself. Thanks for your hard work.